about I love this Instagram post. I think I might have seen it on
Mhm.
Facebook too. And you were talking about co-parenting. And there was a picture of you and your beautiful kids. And the
Yes.
interesting
Oh my
thing was
God.
in the comment section, you said, who was the other person on the
Can you
other
guess
side
who took the
taking?
picture?
It was so good. And I had to read the whole description. I was like, yeah, so who's on the other side of the camera? And it was your ex-husband. And then you also put
Yes.
in there, like, taught him a thing or two,
I
right?
did. He's a great photographer. One of my
Yeah.
favorite too. Yeah.
So can you talk about what does healthy co-parenting look like? Because that can be a struggle in a lot of divorces because somebody's probably still bitter. What does healthy co-parenting look like for you? And how did you even get to that place after being just divorced for a little bit over four
It was a
years?
year. It was a year at that time that
Oh,
we
a
took those
year. Okay,
photos.
yeah.
That we took the photos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So can you talk about that a little more about effective co-parenting?
Well, it's a journey like anything else, right? It kind of goes like this. I mean, some days I'm rocking at the co-parenting and other days I am not. So I'm just going to own that. I
Mm-hmm.
am not an expert in co-parenting. I'm a divorced woman who's also a mother doing her best. But what I have learned is when I do my self-care, when I take care of myself, when I am communicating in a way that is authentic and also respectful, that is going to be reciprocated. So I think what we put out, we receive. There have been moments when I have been very curt and impatient and not empathetic, and that was also given back to me. So it's really me owning, okay, how am I going to show up in this relationship? Just like any relationship, right, Sean?
Mm-hmm.
How do I want to show up for myself? How am I going to feel good about myself
Mm-hmm.
in this scenario? And I haven't always done that well. In fact, this last weekend, I had a major faux pas and I was embarrassed. It was completely accidental, but it was a faux pas and I owned it and I apologized, but it didn't go so well, but it was on me. I screwed it up. So now it's like, okay, I'm going to learn from that. I'm going to be really thoughtful every time I can continue texting. So I'm texting the right person. Read between the lines there. Anyway, so fun. But yeah,
You want
it's
to
like
share that
how
story? No, I'm just
not
joking.
so much on YouTube,
I'm
not
just
so
joking.
much.
No, but go ahead. I'm messing with you.
But you're tracking with me. So the answer to that question in a nutshell is ask yourself how do you want to show up for yourself?
Mm.
Do you want to, out of love for yourself and respect for yourself, show that towards the other human?
Mm.
That's been helping me a lot the last 3 years. And when I haven't been able to do that, I see it as I didn't show up for myself.
Mm.
And I that doesn't feel good. And I don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
I didn't get divorced to not show up for myself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, so that would be one answer. And I think, also just remembering, like, one thing that I've enjoyed with my ex-husband is having conversations like, remember when we did this as a family? Remember when we
Mm.
went on this trip? Remember this Christmas? Remember this funny moment?
Mm.
And then we'll laugh because they were funny or special times. It wasn't like they
Mm.
were all just miserable. I mean, that's not true. That's
Mm-hmm.
not true at all. And
Right.
so it's choosing to focus on, oh, remember when we did, the things that brought us joy as a couple, as a family, and having our kids hear those comments and seeing us laugh together.
Mm.
My ex-husband, he's really generous to me around my business. He helps me a lot with my website.
Yeah.
He's a gear guy. So when I have questions about things, I mean, he's like a computer. He just knows everything about everything. So, he's very generous that way to me.
Mm.
And I'm so grateful to him for that. He wouldn't have to be that way.
Mm. Yeah. That's
So
that's
that's honoring his character. I mean, that's a big
mm.
deal to me.
Mm.
So,
Yeah. So
mhm.
even past the divorce, he still has high character, even in spite of the divorce. You know that he
Oh,
still
yes.
sees you. Yeah, he still
Yes. I would
continues.
say on this YouTube interview that he has been on the higher ground more than I have.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I hope maybe he'll hear that someday. I should tell him. I mean, he definitely has always been more, and sometimes I'm more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But when I'm like that, then he'll mirror that to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's me creating that. I'm not a victim to that. I can, accept responsibility for my behavior. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Because I hear a lot of like just maturity and self-reflection in your voice when I hear you talk about things. And I love that because a lot of times, like you said, the whole victim thing, everybody
Yeah,
is, they done me wrong, this, but
no,
I hear in your voice reflection,
yes,
forgiveness, and still just living life
right,
intentionally, enjoying your
right.
life, right?
And some days when I haven't done my self-care and I'm tired and I haven't eaten well and I'm too much going on,
Mm,
then I'm not as inclined to take the time to be more thoughtful about communication. So it's all on me.
mm.
I am the captain of my ship, so to speak.
That's right.
So I own that. I own that. And that's liberating. Like I can own that I'm, not a perfect person, but I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
Some days I do better than others, as we all do.
Well, you're not alone. I totally get it because Lord knows I have off days.
Right. And that's okay. I mean, I think, I think we all get tired of trying to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's futile, but
Mm.
that's different than showing up for yourself, right?
Yes. I love it.
Yes.
This is very interesting. I love this topic because I love to hear people that's healed who's been through a divorce. I love it because I don't think we get enough of this. We don't get enough of healing after divorce. You just have a lot of, I see. I'm not going to jump into that. I'm going to leave that alone. That's
Yeah.
another
But
topic for
healing,
me.
don't you? And I know what you're going to say, but just to put it out there, healing's such a journey. I mean, I'm still healing.
Mm-hmm.
When will we ever be completely healed that we hopefully it's go like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like this, right? So and it's exciting to 3 years out have these types of conversations. I had
Mm.
no idea I'd be having these conversations when I was going through my divorce.
Wow.
None at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Me
Mhm.
neither.
Hmm.
you know I had totally rebranded before I did this. Like I was something, I had a different title and everything before Scared to Remarry, so I didn't think in a million years I would be doing this, but here we are.
Here we are.
Hmm. Do you think some single parents, I mean some single people, they fear marriage because of the high divorce rate, and do you think marriage still holds value?
Oh, such a juicy question. Keeping it spicy. Okay, I'm pausing because I'm collecting my answer here.
Mm-hmm.
So the first part of the question is if people who are single are weary or hesitant, right?